I'm guessing you clicked on this video because you want to know what the heck Jesus and Grandpa have in common. Turns out, a lot. There's a fascinating quote by Pete Scazzero in his book, Emotionally Healthy Discipleship, that says, Jesus may be in your heart, but Grandpa is in your bones. And the task of discipleship is to get Jesus more and more into your bones. Now, before we dive into exploring that quote, I want to take a second to share with you all that my new website, themindofchrist.info, is up and running. You'll find videos, merch, memberships, and various ways to support this work of helping Christians with their mental health. One of the membership tiers even gives you access to a 1-hour live group Q&A with me every month. I'll post the link to it all in the comments and description below to check out. For those of us in Christ, Ephesians 3:17 tells us He dwells in our hearts. There's no question about that. Jesus resides in us through His Spirit. But whether we want to acknowledge it or not, our grandpa, our families, are in our bones because they have profoundly shaped us. We can deny their influence on us, but to think our environment and childhood upbringing didn't impact us is foolishness. Maybe your family never addressed conflict. Everyone would go in their room to calm down and then come out acting like everything was okay. Chances are you're still repeating that pattern. You don't know how to come to the table and have tough conversations when you need to be challenged or need to speak truth to someone in your life. And your relationships might lack depth because you're not able to talk about the things that really need to be talked about. Perhaps you were physically or sexually abused growing up, but nobody ever talked about it. And the few times it's been brought up over the years, it's been downplayed or dismissed. But now, as an adult, maybe you have difficulty trusting people because the people who should have protected you were the ones that hurt you the most growing up. These are just a couple of the thousands of issues and scenarios that people face and how their families have shaped them. Unless we've done the hard work of healing, we will most likely carry on the patterns we inherited from our childhood because it's what we know. It's what we're familiar with. So even though Jesus may be in your heart, there's still a lifetime of transformation that needs to take place to move you from your family patterns of isolation, lack of boundaries, unwillingness to address conflict or be vulnerable, and all kinds of other unhealthy patterns of operating. Now, sometimes you might hear Christians say, well, the past is in the past. I'm a new creation in Christ and all that is behind me. Tell that to the victims of sexual or physical abuse, or those who have lost a child, or whose parents divorced at a young age and ripped their family apart. Fill in the blank with whatever painful thing you've been through. Just because you've accepted Christ's free gift of salvation, it doesn't mean you've forgotten the trauma that you've experienced. Even your body remembers it. You can't just erase the memory of what happened to you. And shame is always trying to creep its ugly head and impact the way that we give and receive love. Of course, those of us in Christ are new creations, but our stories are our stories. Even our physical bodies tell the stories of our lives. The scars of carrying a child, the bruises and marks from abuse or accidents, the surgery that saved your life, the constant neck and stomach pain because of the trauma, guilt, or shame that you might carry around. Rather than dismissing our past, we'd be wise to explore it and invite God and some safe people into the journey of allowing you to heal and break free from some of the chains of your past. It's helpful to do this work with the help of a counselor or someone with some training in partnering with others to deal with their pain and suffering. Healing from our past is rarely an easy journey. Most of the time it's quite difficult work, but it's the work that helps us get Jesus more and more into our bones. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Be sure to check out my website, themindofchrist.info, to get connected to the Mind of Christ community. Peace.